Shall we get this show on the road, shall we? Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Bradford vs Carlisle Preview, or pre-match live on X, TikTok, and other social sites. So, in today's podcast, we'll be talking about the post-match Grimsby, the post-match, what game did we play? Newcastle game. Also be talking about the Carlisle game, the weather forecast, latest team news and stuff like that, on what's on your plate. So hopefully, by the power of magic, everyone should be able to hear me now. Tony? Oh, Tony's messing up. Diane?
I can hear you.
Right. So, starting off...
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you.
So, right, just guys and girls, remember also when people are speaking, if you could mute your send for us, please, because I don't like getting a bit of feedback on the podcast. So, starting off with Tony, what was your thoughts on the Grimsby game?
Poor. 100% poor. Thought we lacked ideas. Didn't have any cutting edge. So, defensive, the first goal, I don't know what the hell happened there. I know Sam come for it, but there were people in his way. I just think it was a clueless display. Very poor, and fully got what we deserved. No excuses.
Okay. Miss Diane?
I didn't go and listen to it on radio, but what I've heard is it was...
Sorry, can you just mute yourself, Tony, for us, please? Cheers. Sorry, Diane.
It's alright, don't worry, mine's on, my telly's on mute anyway. What I heard, it wasn't a good game. Didn't it all go to pot when Baldwin went off with his hamstring injury? That's what I heard. I was listening to it on way home from my dad, so I can't really say too much, but we lost, but I think Grimsby's going to be our bogey team this year.
And last but not least, Lee.
Hiya, Grimsby. Well, what can you say? That hasn't already been said. Terrible. They look like a team that didn't know each other, which I find surprising after where we've started. So, but we haven't looked great. We've looked shaky, and Grimsby found us out. There you go. I don't know what that was.
No idea either. Gremlins are in the system again, typically.
It would appear so. No, just not good enough.
Okay, so my thoughts on the Grimsby game, that's Tariq Wright did very well down the left-hand side for the first 30-40 minutes. And then basically we got a player got injured, I think Baldwin went off injured, and then we just crumbled. And we just basically cost us the game, I think, with injuries. Right, so then moving on to the under-21s game with Newcastle. Tony, what were your thoughts on the Bradford Newcastle under-21 games in the EFL Trophy?
I thought it was quite a good game. I thought we adapted well. I mean, I know we're only playing kids, but they, to be fair, they weren't a bad side. They really weren't. I still can't get my head round why Rogerson's second goal was disallowed, because I thought it was a perfectly good header. But a much improved performance. I know it was a different team, one or two players in, but I thought much improved performance. And I'd like to see that Rogerson start tomorrow. I really would, and that...
Do you mean Sanderson?
Pardon?
Do you mean Sanderson? You
Oh, is that what they call him? No, I
yeah.
can't remember. Sanderson. Because he looks a decent player. And he's got pace, he took his goal well. I don't think there were all wrong with his second goal. But defensively, their two goals were bad defending again. So, but no, I'm quite impressed with the performance. Just the defending wasn't up to standard.
Okay, Miss Diane?
I thought it was a good game. What did I say? Oh, I said one more than penalties, so not too bad. I got the penalties. No, it wasn't a bad game. Their squad was good. We played well. It was good to see the new guys getting a run out and everything. So I think that Czech, Clint, whatever it's called, diabetes or diabet, looks a good, solid defender. It was a good game. All I got was a phone call at full time off my dad. You can't even beat a bunch of kids. And then he mentioned, yeah, about the cop. He said, where's all cop heights? I went, they're in the main stand when they went for the penalties. So you can tell my dad will watch it match.
And Lee?
Yeah, likewise, just I wasn't impressed at all. We played well against a bunch of kids. Diane's dad were bang right. We should have done better. Second goal, what a goal. I don't know why that got disallowed at all. I have no idea. Just complete mess up by officials. I just think it would a goal. End of. But it don't matter, the record shows they went through on penalties. Well, we both go through, it's like group thing, isn't it? So
yeah.
We got a point and we were lucky.
My thoughts on the game, we absolutely bottled it. I'm going to say that in a nice way. Where I sit, was sat in my season ticket seat behind the dugout. 90th minute comes up, 7 minutes. I'm like, what's going on here? 7 minutes added on. Obviously, their players were going down, like they've been shot and everything. So that's why I think minutes got added on also. I think we had a couple of injuries. Then they got the dreaded free kick. And from where I sat, it looked like Andy Cook miskicked it and then they scored from it. And I thought, oh God, here we go. And then the penalty shootouts, what an absolute farce. Cook missing a penalty. And if someone can help me out, I can't remember who took the other penalty what missed.
Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson. Couldn't even organise a piss up in a brewery, them lot. I know it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, but penalty shootouts, we should be beating under 21s especially. I think now we need to win our next 2 games to go through, and I will be going to the Mansfield game and Rochdale game. Right, so moving on to...
Oh, you mean Rotherham?
Sorry, Rotherham. It's one of them days. It's been a long ass
week. National League.
Yeah, that little team in Yorkshire. Right, moving on now to Bradford versus Carlisle preview. And it is Bradford City versus Carlisle at 3:00 at University of Bradford Stadium. And it's also live on Sky Sports Plus because of international duties. So just looking at a couple of team form. Bradford drew 1-1 against Grimsby and lost on penalties. 0-0 against Salford. 1-3-1 at Bromley. Lost against Grimsby in the Cup. Drew 2-0 against Newcastle Academy, but then lost on penalties. Carlisle have lost against Stoke in the Cup. 1-0 against Barrow. They lost 3-0 against MK Dons. Lost against Tranmere and lost against Nottingham Forest Academy. Bradford City's top goal scorer is Andy Cook with 1 goal. And Carlisle's is Meshi, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, with 1 goal. He's had 1 assist and they've both played 4 games each. Bradford have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Tariq Samuel Wright, aka Mr. Wright, has created the most big chances for Bradford, 1. Oliver Sanderson has been more shots on target per match for Bradford, 2.9. Carlisle have scored 3 goals in their last 5 matches, have lost their last 3 games, and Daniel Abu Alji, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has the most shots on target per match for Carlisle at 0.8. And also to add to that, Carlisle have sacked their manager. Before we get deep into the team news, the referee is Paul Howard, and when I typed him in Google, it came up with a comedian. So this referee might be a comedian as well, you never know. In League One, he's had 2 appearances, 6 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. In the EFL Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 7 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. Altogether, he's had 4 appearances, 13 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, and 1 penalty. So then quickly heading over to the Simon Parker article on the TNA. Let's quickly go through the team news. Possible lineup will be Walker, Diabetes, Brain, Kelly, Halliday, Smallwood, Wright, Pattison, Adwar, Anderson, Cook with Cav, Walker, Poynton, Adam, Shepherd, Rich Doyle on the bench. Leading top goal scorers Andy Cook. Says 3 here. League position 9th. Already done that. Team news, Cheek Diabetes and Ollie Sanderson is set to make their first league start. And this one is for Miss Diane. So Carlisle United possible lineup is former City reject Harry Lewis, with Davis, Thompson, Hayden, Williams, Mahesh, Harris, Neil, Jones, Vale, Adjie, and former of this parish, Charlie Wyke, with Armstrong, Ellis, Biggins, Barclays, Sadie, Lavie, and Breeze. And the leading top goal scorers, 4 players on one. Team news, on loan Shrewsbury midfielder Harris Biggins could feature for the first time. Referee, Londoner Paul Howard charge for Bradford's 3-0 win over Akin Stanley in March. The match odds for people who follow this is City 4-5, Carlisle 7-2, and the draw 13-5. And the last time the sides met is that dreaded playoff final where Carlisle knocked out City in the 2023 playoff semi-final. And now we'll take a quick breather, and we're going to go straight to Mr. Tony. So, Tony, what's your thoughts on that, bud?
My thoughts is, I think it'll be. They haven't got this. Obviously, they haven't got the same team that we played in that that playoff semi-final.
It's amazing.
I'm hoping that we go out tomorrow and totally annihilate them. But it's that old adage again. You watch Harry Lewis have an absolute blinder tomorrow. Depending on what team he picks, they've got to pick themselves up because they're letting themselves down and they're letting supporters down. They always. And I'm hoping that tomorrow they turn it on. Because at the moment, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. To be honest, I don't think Alexander knows is a proper starting 11. He's that many players at his disposal. I don't think he knows what his best 11 is. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I would drop Cook tomorrow, and I'd play Sanderson up front. I would have dropped Cook because he's not fit enough. That's my take.
Miss Diane?
Hello. I'm keeping quiet, have you noticed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we keep quiet. We don't say a word. That is a no-no. I don't know. He might start with a team that finished on Saturday, but I agree with Simon Parker. I think the team will be that, but I've not put Wright in. I've got Bobby in my squad. So just have to wait and see what happens. The Harry Lewis saga, he probably will have a good game against us, but their defence have not been there for him, so hopefully they won't be there again for him tomorrow, and he does let a couple of goals in, and we win it. I will be watching him. I'm getting it out now, I've noticed. I'll be watching him as well as Sam, so I think we will win, but it's going to be a bit of a day for me, but I do know probably some of our fans will boo Harry, some of them will give him a round of applause. So, but I just hope it's a good game. There's no fighting with Carlisle fans because I've got a feeling they're in TL Dallas as well, and they just all behave themselves. But it will be a bit of a argy-bargy game.
Okay, so we've had a couple of TikToks come in. I'm just trying to find what's appropriate. We've had Cam on TikTok thinking Joe Adams played decent. I'll get to your score predictions in a bit. Ben's put also Smallwood masterclass incoming. And then we've had a Carlisle fan, CUFC fan. Saudi should start for us. He was class against under 21s. So moving on to Lee. What about yourself, Lee? What's your thoughts on the Carlisle game?
I hope Harry Lewis is man at match because it means his defence has let him down again, and if he lets 4 goals in and they don't get any, we win. Give it to him. do you know what I mean? It's one of them games, isn't it? Everybody wants to thrash them, do whatever. I just want us to do a job on them. I don't care. 1-0, 2-0 will do me. I just think Diabate at back has to play. Diane mentioned Poynton. Now, I looked at that squad and it looks like a 4-4-2. Maybe it's the way to go to combat them. I don't know.
Lee, with me doing that squad, I just do it anyway. I don't even bother with formation.
No, there were one posted, like he's mentioned, Parker. No, there were one from Parker as well. So
yeah, we're going to say, I've done mine on Fan Hub. I'll put it this way, I don't bother with blooming up, down, whatever, round, V5,
no,
whatever.
but it looked solid. It looked solid, and it's Diabate, not, D-A-A-B-A-T, or Diabate, I don't know. A new name for Johnny to get his head round.
Yeah, and I see Mr. Robbie has sneaked in through the side entrance.
Hello.
Hello, Robbie, good evening.
Really?
So, just quickly go backward because I know you just joined. So, what was your thoughts on the Grimsby game?
Grimsby?
The Grimsby game, yes.
Didn't show up first 45 minutes. I think from 70 minutes onward, when Walker came on, people looked pretty good. I think we did miss Walker the first half. Cab absolute nightmare as normal. Absolutely done nothing. Cook again, quiet. Spillage from Sam, which led to the 1-0 goal. Sanderson's got us goal. Made him feel comfortable as well. Obviously got a couple of goals on Tuesday as well, which obviously one got disallowed. But yeah, it's a new day, innit? We'll go again. Just a bad day at office.
Yeah. So, Grace on, seeing Grace's TikTok from Bubbles. I know I'm getting a bit fishy, Grimsby, you love it. So, just add another one to that. We did get battered by Grimsby at the other day. So, Robbie, what is your thoughts on the Newcastle under 21 games where you called me a loner? So, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that?
I thought we played alright, to be honest. Obviously, mixed it around a little bit. Second half, most of the starting 11 came off. I think for Graham, I think he had to use that game as a tactical. Obviously, trying to point out obviously what didn't go right against Grimsby. I think that's perfect time, obviously, for him to come involved as well when you just obviously got dominated by Grimsby. Starting board again. But yeah, I think everyone played well, to be honest. I can't fault us. I know we lost on penalties, it is what it is. But I think Graham obviously got a lot more positives out of that than obviously negatives. And I think he'll use that on this Saturday as well.
And last but not least, Robbie, your thoughts on the Carlisle game?
I think it'll be tough. Carlisle's definitely going to show up. Obviously not the best of form recently. I think they've only just won against Barrow, is it? I think. I think they'll show up. I think Harry Lewis will get a warm reception. Obviously you'll get your idiots who will boo him and whatever. But it is what it is. But yeah, I think Carlisle will show up and I'll go with 1-1 on that.
And starting with Tony, what is your score predictions, Tony, for the Carlisle game?
Well, I'm going to be outrageous here, but I'm going to go for a 4-0, like we did a good few years ago when Matt Yates scored that wonder goal. 4-0 for me.
Okay, Diane?
I'm going to say 3-0.
Okay, Lee?
Just depends on what he picks, because I can't get my head around any of his team selections at the moment, like Tony said not too long ago. Does he know what his first starting 11 is? Sarcevic dropping out at squad for the next 4 weeks? I don't know. I'll go for 2-0 to us.
And last but not least, Robbie.
I've got a solid 1-1. I think Carlisle obviously come up to do a little done over eggs again, I guess. Yeah, I'll go with 1-1. I think Harry Lewis will have a solid game. I'd keep Bobby Poynton on bench though. I'll get Jamie Walker involved, probably brilliant against Grimsby. I think Bobby Poynton obviously gets a better reception when he does come on as a sub. I think he strives from that as well. I think he plays better, obviously the last half an hour of the game. Yeah, I'd have Poynton to come on as a sub and Jamie Walker to take Sarcevic's place.
Okay, and I think Bradford are going to win 2-0. And we've had a couple of TikToks come in, so just bear with me, I need to scroll up. So we've had Darren on TikTok, 2-0 Bradford. Hannah's put 3-0 Carlisle United. Longley's put 1-1, I think. Cam's put 3 Wood with Bradford, 3-1 Bradford, Smallwood, Cook and Sanderson scoring. I'm going to say, Cammy, I would love to know what you've been drinking. Smallwood to score. If that happens, mate, I want lucky dip off your numbers. Right, and the weather forecast for tomorrow. The sun will rise at 6:27, and sunrise 6:27, and the sun set at 19:41. It's going to be about 15 degrees, 17 degrees tomorrow. The sun's going to be out in the morning, and then it's going to cloud over, and then the sun's going to come out again. And so a little bit of a new feature, what comes and goes occasionally. So if you are travelling to Bradford City tomorrow, the M6 works on the busiest junction is set to begin as closure warning issued. So eastbound A5880 closed from the A58 Liverpool Road to Haydock Islands for 5 nights from Monday the 9th of September. The entire slip road northbound M6 will be closed during these nights. Also westbound A580 closed from Glasburn Island roundabout to Hayden Island. So if you are coming, obviously travelling to the game tomorrow, be careful. The M6 is an absolute nightmare and it is closed in both directions. Right. Does anybody want a chat about, vent about, shout about anything? We'll start off with Tony.
No, not really. I've said my piece after Grimsby game and Newcastle, so no, I've not to rant or vent about this week. Maybe next week. Oh no, I'm not here next week. I'll be on my holidays.
Diane?
No, not really. Just hope our fans give Harry a nice reception, and there's no argy-bargy between our fans and the Carlisle fans. They can do what they want outside the ground, but I hope it doesn't kick off inside the ground. And I hope Carlisle fans don't even bring flares in, because I've got a feeling there's going to be flares coming in tomorrow.
Lee?
Not really, just his team selection is just defying logic for me. It's just, we're seeing players that's come into this club new, and they're looking better than some of the players that get in every week, but they're still sat on bench, and it's like, what is going on? Just want him to sort his team out, find out what his best 11 is, and let's crack on.
Robert?
My rent.
I can't think of anything, but I could probably ask a question for everybody. Do you think Bobby Poynton, you prefer him to start on bench everybody, or do you prefer him in starting 11?
Okay, so my vent is basically about the podcast. If you like it, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Grab yourself a Yorkshire pudding, some Yorkshire tea, chill, relax, and enjoy it. If you think we're shit like Marmite, you know where the door is. That's it on that one. Right, what is on your plate? So, Tony, what have you had for your tea?
About fish and chips and 2 scallops.
Diane?
I've had a kiddies tea. I've had chicken dippers and smiley faces with mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, it was gorgeous. I've hardly out in, so I need to do a kiddies tea.
And Lee?
Cottage pie, peas and carrots, beautiful.
And Robbie?
I've had a cheeky fish putty for dinner, so I'm not hungry yet, so who knows.
Nice. I've had a McDonald's. I had one of them new Felix Stat burgers. It was horrible. Right, so before we do disappear, we've had Sophie, who score predictions 2-1 City. Jordan Richardson on TikTok. Would you class Bradford versus us as a rivalry now? No, I won't class it as a rivalry. It's a fake rivalry. And like I said on different podcasts what I've been on this week, it's a rivalry what shouldn't exist. It's like Crystal Palace and Brighton.
Can I just say, get behind Bradford City if you're a City fan. Forget what this false rubbish is with Carlisle. Don't exist. Get behind him.
Joe, makes me laugh. Carlisle fans are saying they'll give us Harry Lewis back. But I bet you if they beat us tomorrow and Harry has a good game, they'll be all for Harry this season.
Super Agent Lewis.
There you go. But he wanted to go, so, he got his wish. What can you say? We got a better keeper. Super.
Anyone else? Anyone want to say anything about anything before we disappear?
The number of people
Johnny,
on small boats has reduced.
what did you mean by Crystal Palace and Brighton?
So I think like Crystal Palace and Brighton have got like a bit of a fake rivalry. They're nowhere near each other.
It's their local derby. They class it as their local. Brighton class it as their local derby because they're only 50 mile away. That's why they class it as a rivalry. I agree with what you said. I think it's such a tosh, but it's the nearest. I'd have thought Portsmouth or Southampton would have been nearer, but it isn't. So that's why they class it as their derby against Palace because it's only 50 mile.
Robbie, you got your hand up?
Would you start Cal Cav on Saturday? Or would you give him a little bit of rest and put Ollie Sanders up top?
I think he's going to get a rest. I think Sanderson's starting.
I think Sanderson and Cook up front, personally. That's why I said it looks like a 4-4-2.
I think it's another Tyler Smith.
And he's putting it in back at that moment, isn't it?
Just a bit.
So Tony, what's your thoughts on the rivalry, fake rivalry with Carlisle?
There is no rivalry. It all stems from that 2-game semi-final thing. That's all it boils down to. They come down here giving it large on Manningham Lane, outside Bradford Arms. We went up there and we got frog marched down there, sent it to ground where we did exactly the same. There's no rivalry whatsoever. It's just a beef after what happened over them 2 games. So, there's no rivalry for me. None at all.
Diane?
I don't know. I think they're just trying to cause trouble with the Carlisle fans, especially when they got Harry Lewis, and then there were all the rumours about Jamie Walker signing from Jay Young signing from. They're just like winding City fans up, but it's not going to work. I've gone back to them and said, "Yeah, give us Harry Lewis back. If you're going to pay us, give us him back." But they soon show when I send stuff like that.
And last but not least, Robbie.
I think they've obviously kept in contact with Bradford fans, for example, because obviously Harry Lewis hasn't performed, and they're asking questions saying, will you take him back? Why is he not performing? I've had a lot of people come into my chat and say, why is he not performing? What can we do to make him perform? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I spoke to one Carlisle fan and he was actually quite upset because before the game, Harry Lewis got crap before he walked into the stadium, said he's crap and go back to Bradford. When the game goes on in the warm-up, he gets crap behind the away goal and home end, basically. Half-time, he gets booed off, obviously, if they're losing 2-0. End of the game, he gets booed. So it's probably not the best sight for him. But I think, I said to a Carlisle fan, all you've got to do is just get behind him. Just give him a little bit of hope and a bit of support behind him, and I think he'll do alright.
On the Harry Lewis, I know it's going to tear Diane to bits tomorrow. She won't know where to look. But with Harry Lewis, he went, I think he went for the money. So he's gone for the money, in my opinion, and obviously he's not got the best defensive line there at the back. They've bought absolutely shed loads of players in. Can't remember, some of them are like who bought the ball from Harrogate. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember his name. If anyone can help me out, we were going to go to Wrexham, but end up going to Harrogate. Is it Anderson? I can't remember his name. Oh, Armstrong. Cheers, Cammy. Armstrong. They're buying players and they're just not gelling. So with obviously the manager's been sacked as well, Paul Simpson, I think his name was, and they've brought in two youth coaches in. We're even going to absolutely batter them tomorrow. Or Harry Lewis is going to change into Prime Dida, and blowing Charlie White is going to change into Prime Messi. It's going to either go either way or either there. Diane, you got your hand up, love?
Yeah, all I'm going to say on the Harry Lewis with the Carlisle fans going that he's crap and everything, they've got to remember he's just got a newborn baby in June. He may be not getting any sleep and everything, and if he keeps getting all this stick, he might. Don't forget last year he did admit that after we lost in the playoffs, his mental health suffered. That could start him off again as well if they're giving him all this stick about him not doing well. But it's their defence. if he had proper defence in front of him, I know I'm sticking up for him, he'd be better than he was. He is.
So, Diane, if some miracle Harry Lewis decided to leave Carlisle, would you take him back at Bradford?
Of course I would.
Apart from getting excited over him, would you like him at City?
Yeah, I would. I would like him back at City. Him and Sam in the goal. Probably Harry's number 2 and Sam's still number 1. But yeah, I think we should take him back in a heartbeat if he became available.
Rob, have you got your hand up again, or is it just playing silly buggers again?
I won't have him back, no, personally. I think we need someone brand new, never heard of, second choice keeper. Obviously, Sam performs still. Yeah, I won't obviously keep Lewis. I won't even take him back personally. I think he's found his level with Carlisle. He's obviously proved it were a one-season wonder for us, so we got the best out of him. But yeah, I'd probably hoping the best for another League 2 team, like Max for him.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute everybody now. So hopefully Harry Lewis is not so super tomorrow. Thank you for Tony, Diane, Lee and Robbie for coming along today. Hope you enjoy what you've listened to. If you like what you're listening to, you can get us on all podcast services. Just search for Bradford City Chickens on the Loose on Spotify to Apple Music. Also got a little YouTube channel, Chickens on the Loose. Give us a follow on there. Same with Twitter and also Facebook. And also we have got a little small page on Facebook. Bradford City Up the Chickens on Facebook. Get yourself over there for Golden Goal, what we do every week, every match day. Thanks for coming along again. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Come on, City. Hope Harry Lewis has an absolute mare tomorrow. Hope Charlie White don't score. Hope City batter 'em. Good night.